exchanged fire before, but this appears to be an escalation tonight. Have they crossed a critical line yet?
Probably not. There was probably a big discussion inside Israel about whether to attack these kinds of facilities, military facilities, or oil and transshipment locations, which would be probably much more devastating. And that's one of the reasons why it took so long for Israel to retaliate. The next thing to happen is whether or not Iran will retaliate. And if they want to dial it down, the likelihood is that they'll have proxies like Houthis, Hezbollah, and even Hamas, what's left of it, to attack Israel. If they want to escalate, Iran wants to escalate, they will attack themselves, Lester.
All right, Colonel Jack Jacobs, always appreciate your insight. Thank you. Now to the 2024 campaign. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump taking a detour from the battlegrounds and instead both in the Lone Star State. Harris making her case with a focus on reproductive rights and with some help from Beyonce. Peter Alexander is there. Peter, already a huge crowd turning out.
Lester, this line winds around for blocks. Thousands gathering here to see Vice President Harris alongside pop superstar Beyonce here in her hometown. The campaign looking to get some high wattage help in the home stretch. Vice President Harris tonight, multiple sources tell NBC News, getting a boost from Beyonce, whose song Freedom has become the campaign's anthem. Less than 2 weeks till Election Day, Harris is making this unusual stop in reliably red Texas to highlight what her campaign calls ground zero of the nation's extreme abortion bans. Texas law makes no exceptions for rape or incest. Harris blames former President Trump, who's taken credit for the repeal of Roe v. Wade.
Real harm has occurred in our country. Real suffering has occurred. People have died.
Tonight, she'll share the stage with women who have suffered the consequences of new restrictive state laws, including Lauren Miller of Dallas, who learned at 12 weeks one of the twins she was carrying had a rare chromosomal condition, making its survival highly unlikely. She was hospitalized twice, but because Texas doctors would not perform an abortion, she had to travel to Colorado to get care.
I'm not sounding the alarm bell about a hypothetical, made-up scenario. This was my real life. My health was on the line, and my son's life was on the line.
It comes 24 hours after a big rally in battleground Georgia, headlined by Bruce Springsteen. Actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry appealing to black voters to show up for Harris.
And what I realize is that in this Donald Trump America, there is no dream that looks like me.
Former President Obama again making a plea to men who both show heavily favored Trump.
Some men who seem to think Trump's behavior is a sign of strength, that macho, I'm gonna own these folks, I'm gonna put them down. I am here to tell you, that is not what real strength is. It never has been.
Harris honing in on her closing message.
It's either Donald Trump in there stewing over his enemies list, or me working for you, checking off my to-do list.
She'll be back in the battleground of Michigan tomorrow with Michelle Obama in this dead heat race. Peter Alexander, NBC News, Houston.
Also in Texas, former President Trump going after Vice President Harris over border security. He's also focusing on the votes of Gen Z, especially young men, including his new interview with Joe Rogan. Here's Garrett Hake.
Tonight, former President Trump in Texas, flanked by Border Patrol agents and victims of crimes police say were committed by undocumented immigrants, going after Vice President Harris over her expected rally here with Beyonce.
Today, Kamala is here in Texas to rub shoulders with woke celebrities. Isn't that exciting? But she's not going to meet with any of the victims of migrant crime.
Overnight, Trump amping up his attacks on the administration's border policies, arguing they turned America into a, quote, garbage can.
When Kamala came in, she deliberately dismantled our border and threw open the gates. We're a dumping ground. We're like a garbage can for the world.
Harris firing back.
It's just another example of how he really belittles our country.
Well, Trump today denying the claim by his former chief of staff, John Kelly, that he fits the definition of a fascist.
There was phony stories by a general that got fired. When you fire people for doing a bad job, they get a little bit angry.
And slamming Harris for repeating them.
She did call me a fascist, and everyone knows that's not true. They call me everything. anything until something sticks.
Trump also using his visit to Austin to record an interview with popular podcaster Joe Rogan, whose audience includes many of the politically disengaged young men the former president's campaign hopes to turn into Trump voters. And while Harris has the advantage with young voters overall, a new NBC News Gen Z poll shows among young men, Trump is only down by 2 points, within the margin of error.
I don't trust Kamala to run this country.
We spoke to new Trump supporters at Arizona State.
I like his policy on closed borders, and I don't like illegal immigration. He talks like I talk with my friends.
Aiden Garth is a regular Joe Rogan listener and voted early for Trump.
If people sit down and actually watch the full long-term interview, I think they'll see more kind of who Trump is. Kind of not the evil guy that everyone makes him out to be.
Meanwhile, Trump is facing an allegation of groping from former model Stacey Williams, who says it happened more than 30 years ago in Trump Tower, when Jeffrey Epstein brought her to see Trump.
Just as soon as Donald saw us, his arms were around me and he pulled me into him, and then the groping started. And I just froze.
Williams is a Democrat who first told her story publicly this week on a Zoom call, Survivors for Kamala. NBC News spoke to 7 people who said Williams had told them about it between 2006 and 2022. The Trump campaign notes the accusation came 2 weeks before the election and says it is, quote, unequivocally false.
And Garrett, it's notable that both Trump and Harris are spending time in a state that is not a presidential battleground.
That's true, Lester, but it does have a competitive Senate race. Republican Ted Cruz appearing here with Donald Trump today. His Democratic challenger, Colin Allred, expected to share the stage tonight with Vice President Harris in Houston. Lester?
All right, Garrett Haig, thank you. And just developing this evening, both presidential campaigns apparently targeted as part of a Chinese hacking operation. Tom Witter is following this. Tom, what more do we know?
Well, Lester, federal agencies are investigating the targeting of the phones of former President Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance, as part of a broad hacking effort of telecommunication systems by the Chinese government. The same hackers also targeted the people affiliated with the Harris-Walz campaign. All of this, according to multiple people briefed on China's efforts. They say it's not clear tonight if China was successful in their attempts, and the U.S. government said it is working, quote, aggressively to stop the threat.
All right, Tom Witter, thanks. In 60 seconds, the controversial return of Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa after suffering